The Razak Pride warriors had conquered 47 systems without firing a single shot. Their method was simple, pure, overwhelming intimidation. At 4 meters tall with obsidian scales that could deflect plasma fire, they were living weapons. Their presence alone had made entire civilizations surrender. They had never lost a staring contest. Until today. "The human delegation has arrived," announced the attendant, voice trembling. Even their own species feared the Pride warriors. Warlord Krazuk flexed his massive claws, each one capable of tearing through steel. Around him, his elite guards stood ready, 7 of the most psychologically dominant beings in the galaxy. They had made Void Hunters whimper. They had broken the will of Theracaxian berserkers with a glance. "Send them in," Krazuk rumbled. "Let us see these humans who dare negotiate mining rights in our territory." The door opened. A lone human walked in. She was tiny, barely 1.7 meters, no claws, no scales, no visible weapons. Brown hair tied back in what they'd later learn was called a ponytail. She wore a simple business suit and carried a briefcase. The Razak warriors almost laughed. "I'm Deputy Trade Negotiator Jennifer Walsh," she said, setting her briefcase on the table. "Shall we begin?" Krazuk leaned forward, initiating their traditional intimidation display. His secondary eyelids retracted, revealing the full intensity of his predator's gaze. His pupils contracted to razor slits. This was the stare that had ended wars, the look that triggered primal fear in every species they'd encountered. Jennifer looked up from her tapers and met his eyes. She didn't look away. "Is there a problem?" she asked mildly. Krazuk intensified his stare. His warriors spread out, adding their own gazes to the assault. 14 eyes, evolved over millions of years to paralyze prey with terror, focused on one small human. Jennifer maintained eye contact with Krazuk while somehow also seeming to look at each warrior simultaneously. I asked if there was a problem. You're staring back," Guard Captain Thaxid said, his voice cracking slightly. "Yes? Is that not normal in your culture? I apologize if—" "No!" Krazuk snarled. "It is we who stare, we who break the weak with our gaze." "Oh." Jennifer blinked once, a slow, deliberate movement. "Please, continue then." She kept looking at him. Krazuk had stared down creatures with 12 eyes. He had won dominance battles with beings who could see in 17 spectrums. But something about this human's gaze was wrong. No, not wrong, different. Those forward-facing eyes didn't waver, didn't drift, didn't submit. They just watched, like she was studying something mildly interesting, like he was a specimen. "Your pupils," Subcommander Vrex whispered. "They're fixed, tracking, like a predator," Jennifer finished helpfully. "Humans are persistence hunters. We're quite good at maintaining focus. It helped us hunt prey to exhaustion." She smiled, showing her teeth. "We can do this all day." Sweat, something Razak only did in extreme distress, began beating on Krazuk's scales. Those eyes wouldn't stop, wouldn't yield. They just looking. Into him. Through him. "Fun fact," Jennifer continued conversationally, never breaking eye contact, "humans often stare at things we find cute, or things we're thinking about eating. Sometimes both." Guard Captain Thaxid stepped back involuntarily. "In fact," she added, tilting her head slightly, "the movement predatory despite its casual appearance. Maintaining eye contact is considered polite in our culture. Breaking it is seen as weakness or dishonesty. So I'll keep looking at you until we conclude our business, all day long." Krazuk's secondary eyelids twitched.
His breathing quickened. Those brown eyes, soft, harmless-looking things, bored into him with the intensity of a species that had stared down saber-toothed tigers and decided to make them extinct. "Shall we discuss those mining rights?" Jennifer asked sweetly. "Or would you prefer to continue your cultural greeting? I'm enjoying learning about your intimidation displays. Though, between us," she leaned forward conspiratorially, eyes somehow growing more intense, "you might want to work on your blinking. You're doing it too much. Shows nervousness." Warlord Krazuk, terror of the outer reaches, breaker of wills, looked away first. "The mining rights," he said quickly. "Yes, let us discuss the mining rights."
Jennifer smiled and pulled out her papers, finally releasing him from her gaze. Around the room, 7 elite Razak warriors quietly exhaled in relief. Wonderful. Now, regarding asteroid field Delta 7. As she spoke, her eyes occasionally flicked back to his. Each time, Krazuk found himself looking at the table. The negotiations concluded in record time. The humans got everything they asked for. Later, in the War Council, Sub-Commander Vrex asked, "What was that? Some kind of psychological weapon?" Krazuk shuddered. Worse, they call it being polite. The Razak Empire's threat assessment of humanity was updated that day. Previous rating, minimal threat, no natural weapons. New rating, extreme caution advised. They weaponized eye contact.